Happy Wednesday to you. This is John McEntyre Show Live. I'm John McEntyre, and I'm glad you're tuning in to a show that's dedicated to your financial health and wellness. Today is Wednesday, so happy hump day. Uh, 9/11, 2024. I hope that everyone took some time to remember the lost lives and also the brave lives of 9/11. It's hard to believe that it's been 23 years since it actually happened. Am I right? Yes, 23 years. Yeah. Um, that was a day. Um, America, really, the world changed on that day. Personally, I can remember exactly what I was doing that day. I remember minute by minute. Um, I actually watched the news that day. I would watch Good Morning America every morning. I had long been living in Charlotte, and I was living downtown, was looking out the window, and my view of my bedroom window was the Bank of America Tower, downtown Charlotte. I mean, like close, like 2 blocks away. Uh, I turned on Good Morning America. The second plane hit, the second tower was hit. Right as I turned the television on, second tower was hit, plane, and I was like, "Wow, that looks odd." I thought maybe it was, movie type thing or whatever. Maybe it was some new sci-fi flick they were reviewing or something. And then it was like, no, this is breaking news about it. And so I look at the tower out my window, and it's almost like I saw that happen simultaneously. Then the local news broke in and said anyone living downtown Charlotte has to evacuate. And so the people at the office, I was with Coldwell Banker at the time, Coldwell Banker Real Estate. My manager was calling me, but I was the only agent with them that was living downtown. And she called in a panic, like, "Hey, John, where are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm at home." "Why aren't you here?" So I had to get in. They was pushing everyone out of downtown Charlotte. I mean, everyone was being evacuated. And so I made my way out to the university area, which was where my office was located. And so, as you can tell, I remember that day vividly. Um, I had my t-shirt, I had my pants on with my suspenders, the t-shirt. I had the rest of my stuff in my briefcase and everything in both hands, and I was getting to the car. And then I was answering phones with the family calling. "Hey, where are you? Where are you? You okay?" "Yes, yes, yes. I see this has been evacuated." So I remember the day vividly, and I've probably talked about that a couple of times today with people that, because I'm around a lot of veterans and people that it really shook them up when it happened, and so we share that story, and so it is always something to remember all of the lost lives, and like I say, also the brave lives that put their lives on the line to save some of the people and get it. So just want to share that. Hope everyone had a memorable day. So getting into the show, the routine. We do wallet wins, then I do a question or cover a topic. Question of the day, and then you'll be on your way. Uh, I've been told to stop it, but I'm not going to stop it. So just forget it. All right, let's get into this. Wallet win number one. I received a raise in March, and I have saved every penny of the increase. Yes, that's a wallet win. That's a wallet win on a lot of levels. This person, they have themselves in a good place emotionally. Because most people, when they get a raise, I've been that way. Everyone, you make more money, you spend more money, um, and a lot of times it's subtle. It's called lifestyle creep, and that's what it means. It creeps up on you without you realizing, and you find yourself in the same position that you were in before. And and at that time, if you go back, you say, "If I only made more money, I would be like this." Okay, so now you're making more money, but you're still in the same situation, financial situation. That's called lifestyle creep. That's what it's called. This person they're not suffering from lifestyle creep. They actually are very disciplined, and that is a wallet win for the ages to really share. Wallet win number two, I canceled 3 subscriptions that I wasn't using, and I'm saving just by that, I'm saving $250 a month. Yep, serious wallet win. You take that 250 and start applying it to those credit card debts, or one of the debts, and do your process, debt snowball, debt avalanche, whichever one you choose. And now you're really into some serious debt elimination, or whatever you need to do. You need to increase your savings or whatever. That extra 250 can help do a lot. And they're just starting to what we call find money. One of the processes we do with clients is find money, and that's usually the area where we find the quickest wins with finding money. Some of those subscriptions. All right, so wallet win number 3. I have created my budget and completed a net worth statement. Serious wallet wins. Now you know where you are. You know where you are financially, and that's the beginning of financial health. Knowing where you are. Doesn't matter where you want to go till you know where you are. Really don't know how to put the plan together to take care of things. And that's what a lot of people do. They, instead of figuring out where they are first, like maybe with their budget and net worth statement and getting everything taken care of in the beginning, because my philosophy is you're only going to be, your plan is only going to work as well as you started it, planned it in the beginning. Basically is what I'm saying. A lot of people, they just run into the woods without a map, and then they end up lost in the forest. Don't know how to get out of there, don't know what to do, whether to go left, right, or whatever. And their blind motivation got them into a place that they did not mean to be. So knowing where you are, net worth statement, and a budget, um, those are your true norths. If you get off track, go back to these two, especially the budget. It'll get you right back on track. You don't have those two, you won't know whether or not you're on track or not. And a lot of people, they get to the end of life. I've talked to, probably, maybe 40% people we talk to are into the final seasons of life, retirement things. And the ones that are being honest and transparent, they'll say, I didn't do this on purpose. It just happened to turn out this way. I could have done better. I wish I had have done better. So, and they say, so a lot of people just don't want to admit, things maybe turned out okay for them. And so they work with it and they make it look like that's what they meant to do. When in all actuality, they ran into the woods without a map, and they worked their way through it. Somewhat, maybe something happened good that helped them out and everything like this. And so most of them that will admit it said, if I only had started out with the budget, or and all of that planning in the beginning, things will probably be 2, 3, 4 times better for me. So that is a big time wallet win. You're on a good start there. So 3 good wallet wins: receiving a raise in March, haven't spent a penny of the increase, canceled 3 subscriptions that they were not using, saving $250 a month, just beginning to find money, and created a budget and a net worth statement. 3 big wallet wins to celebrate with these people, and I celebrate them. And I want to celebrate with you. So share your wallet wins. Do the hashtag wallet wins. Share them. If we see it live, we'll share it right then. We want to celebrate with you. Share it. If you have questions, comments, put the uppercase Q. We see it, we'll answer the question. Or if it's a comment, we will do our best to do it. And like I said yesterday, do it before we're off air. Don't wait till the credits are rolling or we're breaking down, and then I get yelled at, all caps on social media. I gave you a shout out, at the end of the show. So that's what we do here. So let's we're all going to do better. All right. So today's it was posed as a question, but it's just a topic, and most people, they use 2 words in the world of finance: financial independence and financial freedom. They use them interchangeably. Uh, that was a big word at this time of the day. I'm still doing pretty good. They use those words interchangeably, and by saying, hey, I want to be, because most of the time when you talk to people about finances, they say something like, I want to be financially free. I want to be financially independent. You have some movements out there, the FIRE movement, financially independent, retiring early. Um, there's a couple of more. Uh, but what I've come to learn is financial freedom and financial independence are really two different things. They really are two different things. Um, Independence, financial independence is just this. The definition is just plain and simple. You have enough assets or income to cover your living expenses without the need to work. So if say for instance your monthly expenses are $7,000, your income from assets and investments or whatever you have, if it's making $7,000 or more, you're financially independent. So that's just the basic definition of financial independence. You don't have to work. And so that's what a lot of the FIRE movement, financial independence, retiring early, that's what they're doing. They have a lifestyle. A lot of them are minimalists. They keep things at a bare minimal, with and they only do certain things. And so they built the the assets and the passive incomes, whatever forms they are, to cover that. And so they're like, I'm able to retire early. And that's that is nothing wrong with it. This is not for judgment statements. This is just to understand, because a lot of people they want something, but they think that it's called this, but it's actually that. I'm just here to clarify it. Financial freedom, on the other hand, is much more technical. It's much more intentional, is the word. Financial freedom means I have, whether I work or not, some choose to work. That's the baseline, just like independence. With other things stacked on top of it, it's more values driven. It's more about what's important. Like uh, financial independent person may say, "I just don't want to work," and so they have okay. Let's look at your income. Let's look at your expenditures. And so here's the magic number. We meet that, you can start working. And as soon as that number is met, and my advice has always been, if it's met for 3 months, at least 3 months straight, 3 to 6 months, if it happens continuously over 3 to 6 months, you're good. You're golden. It's showing that it's working for you. They're done working. Um, they basically keep it pretty much steady the rest of their lives. And I know quite a few of those, especially in smaller towns. A lot, I know a lot of people in smaller towns, and they keep things very simple. Um, it's not they don't have extravagant lifestyles. They may do maybe one vacation. Most of the time, they go to the same place each year. Things like that. Visit the same people, the family, friends, or whatever. Have their annual get-togethers, and they're happy. Hey, you're happy. I'm happy. That's financial independence. Financial freedom, when I'm talking to someone who's seeking true freedom, they're wanting to live life on their terms. So when it comes to setting up their plans with their money, it's much more different. They're looking for, like, this year, my first year, I may not do much. I may just take one or two vacations. I may do this, that, and the other. Or I want the time freedom. I'll share one of mine. One of my freedom goals is Bella goes off to college. We will be able to respond to her regardless. We won't have to like answer to anyone. That's one of ours. That's what we're working. That's what we've always worked towards. Ever since she was born, that's always been one of my values. I want to be there because I've been around family and friends who things have happened and they were unable to respond because they couldn't leave work, or they didn't have someone to cover for them, or maybe they could respond, but it may take a long time, things like that. So I don't want my life like that. Some people, they're okay with it, and I'm fine with it. It's just the value of ours. We just said she goes off to college. She may not see me, but I'll see her. She's in the coffee shop having a good time. The guy over there in the corner with the hat on and a big thick mustache and beard is dad, over there, or the life of the party on the other side of the campus having a good time. And they was like, looks like your dad's over there having a good time, Bella. That's me. We have the freedom to do that. And that's me joking her. I tell her I'm going to do that all the time just to get a rise out of her. She knows I'm not going to do that. Maybe. Um, but that is what I call freedom. Everything is working, expenses, lifestyles covered, and everything, and I'm able to respond. That's one of them. If we want to take a trip around the world, we can. If we decide this year we stayed in Hilton Head for 2 months, we did it. Next summer we may be in Hawaii. We may be wherever. That's our definition of freedom. So that means it's constantly on the increase. The income is on an increase. So the people of freedom that's seeking financial freedom, it's a baseline number with more numbers with it growing every year. So they're putting assets in place that are in growth mode on a constant basis. So they're investing totally different than someone, say for instance, that's looking for financial independence and keeping things minimal. The freedom seekers, most of the time, those are the entrepreneurs, the investors that are constantly educating themselves, learning more sophisticated ways of investing. Um, the investing products that they invest in are much more sophisticated. They usually have a lot more real estate. They probably invest in other businesses. They're constantly looking for ways to increase their money more actively. They're more of an active investor, what I call an active investor. I did a show years ago, and I've had people talk about it recently. I remember you did the show about the 7 levels of investors, and that's actually not mine. You can actually go to John. It's actually the idea of John Burley, and there's been a lot of financial people, books, and educators that have used it because it makes you really think about what type of an investor you want to be. And so it's called the 7 levels. And once you get above 4 is where everyone can achieve 4. If you achieve 4, you're pretty much financially independent, with some freedom. Once you get above that, you go into the serious freedom, the stewards of the world. These are the big people. You may not become Warren Buffett or any one of those guys, um, but you are free in your way. You're free to do your things to make contributions to society in a certain way. Financially independent people, they do that also. They have their ways. They have their number where they're contributing to their church or to something local that they really support. Animal shelters, homeless shelters, veterans. They have those numbers there, and that's just what they made up their mind, and that's their focus. Freedom, they say, okay, this year it may be this, next year it may be another one, next year it may be something else, and they respond. They have the freedom to respond to things on a constant basis. That's the main difference between being financially free and financially independent. They're both numbers. Freedom just a lot more intention and thought on a constant basis. Financial independent, as long as that baseline number is being met and they keep everything. I know a lot of people that's on fixed income, they're financially independent, and they will say it, well, I'm on a fixed income. And so anything over this, they may not want to go there with it. Whereas the financial freedom people, they have their baseline income and a lot more stacked on top of it. And they are adopting new values. They may be expanding their circles and things like that, and they're constantly in a growth mode. So I just wanted to clarify financial independence and financial freedom because I've heard it used interchangeably a lot, and now you understand that they really are different. Both of them are freedom. Both are good. Financial independence is great to where, if you may not want to work a particular job, there's just nothing out there that really grabs you. So you work hard and create the independence to where you could do other things, and you have the assets and you have the other income, predictable incomes in place. Hey, excellent. That's what you wanted. Beautiful. Like I say, there's no judge. It's not a judgment statement. It's not a judgment statement at all. It's just to understand, because some people they're seeking freedom and they're calling it independence, and they don't quite know how to work it. But once they understand what freedom means, and then they become much more intentional, and it takes a lot more thinking. It really does a lot more thinking, a lot more education, Um, they learn to uh, they don't see risk as, what you call scary. They just see it as a necessary means to get to my ends, is what it is. They know risk, the what I call, I don't take chances, but I will take risks. Chances is gambling. Risks is, okay, what will I gain out of this, and what do I need to do, and can I tilt it to my favor? Once I get it up to 70% in my favor, I'll pretty much go with it. Well, some people see that as, just if it's not 100%, that's just gambling, and that's just too risky. And so they have to pretty much work with the financial independence part, because you can predict that. You can make it happen. There's millions of people out there that's doing it that way. And so I just wanted to clarify that, and I hope that the information that I gave was valuable to help you understand. And that goes into my question of the day: is what do you want, financial independence or financial freedom? Now that you understand what they both are, the nuances of both, which one do you want now, financial independence or financial freedom? So, like I said, if I provided any value, subscribe to the channels, share, like. Don't forget to hit the like. Uh, Send us your questions, your wallet wins. It may be time for that financial checkup to make that freedom plan or that independence plan. We're here. Our contact information is on the screen. And until tomorrow, I'll be back. Same prime time channels. We'll talk.